Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Vlogmas Day 8. I am very particularly happy with myself and getting to Day 8 so far with no missing days. I have probably every 6 months or a year I try to start a diary or a journal and I never seem to get past 3 days. And then I find the journal like a year later going, all right, whatever. So I'm very happy with 8 days. I wanted to film this video now while Buddy the cat has decided to take a walk around the neighborhood. So the door is open in case he wants to wander back in. But I have my lighting on for my filming, so I'm happy to do it now because he doesn't like bright lights. He'll go hide under the bed until these are turned off. So I wanted to show you, do a couple of things. I wanted to show you a small Marshall's haul that I bought a couple of things at Marshall's today. I wanted to explain why I have a love-hate relationship with this cat. And it's not because of my allergies right now. I wanted to show you some postcards that some of my, two of my subscribers sent me. And I wanted to show you one thing I got that's right here in this box that has really been an enormous help in terms of allowing me to talk right now without going every 3 seconds. So this little box right here is a big deal for me. This shopping trip at Marshall's was inspired by the fact that I have a 4-day trip that starts tomorrow night. It's a 4-day trip, but it's kind of like an abbreviated one in that I don't leave. My showtime isn't till 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And I'm back about 2:30 in the afternoon on day 4. So it's really just 2 full days away and 2 part-time days away. And I've been in a twist, an emotional knot right here. I was at Marshall's almost crying. I mean, I went and had lunch at this hot dog joint at the mall, and I was talking to the woman behind the counter about my cat. And almost on the verge of tears. Oh my God, I could cry right now. Thinking, I'll be away for 4 days. He'll be alone with no love from me for 2 days. How is he going to survive? And how cruel of me to have to leave. So let me show you the things I bought at Marshall's. Oh, I got a little blurry there. Hello? Am I back in focus? Yes. All right, so I want to show you what I got and explain why I got them. So first let me start with, this is a little cat bed I bought at a grocery store called Vons. I was just walking through buying cat food and I saw this little cheetah. How cute is this? It was $13 at Vons, and I brought it home because I have a couple cat houses I got at IKEA, these little square things that he didn't really love, he was just sleeping on the carpet, and that seemed fine. It's better than sleeping on the dirt outside. But I decided, oh, I'll get this. Maybe he'll like it. He didn't. He hated it. He avoided it. He smelled it. He kind of stepped on it once or twice, smelled it, and then did not want to sit in it. But I bought this at Marshall's, not at Marshall's, at TJ Maxx. $3, I think. Smarty Cat catnip mist, catnip infused spray. I bought this. It was like $3. I sprayed it on his bed, let it dry. He saw it, he sniffed it, he kind of got in there, sniffed it around. Then he stuck his head all the way in the corner and he started to kind of knead the cat bed. And then he got in it and he loves it. He spends a lot of time in this little cat bed now. And so that was I got this at Vons. But when he wants his alone time, when he doesn't want me to kind of hover over him, because when I'm not petting him, I'm brushing him or trying to feed him or whatever. I'm behaving like my grandmother treated me. She just always was feeding me and trying to love me more than I was willing to accept at the time. I needed my alone time, you know. So when he wants his alone time, he goes and he sits on the carpet behind my evening chair, and for some reason, there's a tote bag, a New Yorker magazine tote bag on the floor. I don't know how it got there or why it ended up there, but he likes to kind of sit on that. So because he likes this other cat bed so much, I went to Marshall's to find some food bowls, which I'll describe in a moment. And I found this. How cute is this? And look at that, 13 bucks. And so I've already sprayed it with the catnip spray. And so I'll put this under, behind the evening chair with the price tag off. So I don't want him to see how much I spent. So I'll put this behind his evening chair and see if he likes this as much as he does his cat bed. So when he wants his alone time, he can go hang out in there. This catnip spray, I gotta tell you, hit the scratching post I bought him also at Target. Sorry. The noises outside are a little louder because I have the door open in case the cat wants to come in. And yes, it is winter. The door's wide open. This catnip spray has been great because the scratching post, he was not interested. He'd rub against it once in a while, but last night he scratched at it only after I sprayed that stuff on it. So I gotta tell you, it works. So I have this 4-day trip coming up, right? And the idea that there'll be at least a day and a half, 2 actually, where there will be no food out there because I have that one bowl out there. If you watch the Let Me Introduce You to Buddy video, you'll see the little donut-shaped patterned bowl that I have out there to feed the stray cats. Now, there's probably 4 cats besides Buddy that make visits at different times of the day. They each have their specific times. Some come in later, some of them come by earlier. So one only comes by at like 1 in the morning when no one else is around. So there's probably a total of 5 cats that eat. And that one bowl of food wouldn't really last all of them until maybe the day, like afternoon, evening of the next day after I leave. So I bought 2 of these little bowls. Look how cute are these little flamingos. They have little silicone bases, so they're not supposed to slide around, but they do. Because now I was gonna buy this one set that had 2 bowls in a little rack, a little wrought iron rack that wouldn't have moved around so much. But one of the cats, this other black cat that has been wounded horribly, he's got one eye, he doesn't eat out of the bowl with his mouth. He will swipe food out of the bowl and he'll eat what's on the floor, and then he'll swipe food out of the bowl and he'll eat what's on the floor. So if I had the little rack, it would have been too high, I think, for him to swipe food out. So I wanted to keep it low to the ground so he could actually get to the food. But look how cute these are. They have little silicone feet, but the bowls still slide around. And I'm not gonna be here for, 3.5, 4 days. So I don't want these bowls sliding around all over the walkway in front of my apartment because I don't have an open outdoor space for myself. The only outdoor space is just the walkway in front of my apartment that my other neighbors actually use too. So I don't want the bowls to be sliding out into the middle of the walkway, which they have because the cats are swiping and the bowls are moving. So what I'm doing when I leave tomorrow night, I'm going to put the bowls on my welcome mat, which is one of those prickly, like coconut shell, whatever they are. And I've got these little nails. They're short little tacks, really. They're not very long. But I'm going to put the bowls on my welcome mat, and I'm going to push these nails into the rubber mat of the bottom of the welcome mat, so that really it'll only stick. Can you see that? It'll only show up on the surface of the mat about this much, so the cats won't be stepping on the nail head, which would really hurt, right? Just to stop the bowls from sliding around. So if you think I'm crazy and I'm overthinking this, you're probably right. I put more thought into these cats and how they're fed than I did my ex-husband. Probably why we're divorced. If we had a cat, maybe it would have lasted longer. So I got 2 of these bowls. I'm going to fill them with cat food, so at least there'll be enough food for a couple days, and they won't go without food for a shorter amount of time. I'm hoping. I know that I don't know what they eat. We're in the desert. Unless they're eating, there's a lot of really sickly pigeons out there because, again, they don't get enough to eat either. So maybe they're eating pigeons. I don't know what they eat, but they're not eating enough because these cats were really skinny before they met me. All right, so if you think I've been overthinking and I'm a little crazy about these cats with the bowls, wait till you hear this. Okay, so I bought this. This is a big, thick fleece blanket. It's actually a full/queen size blanket. It's not really for Buddy. Okay, this is where I'm going to sound really pathetic and like a crazy cat lady. I've already been talking for 11 minutes. I apologize. So there are times that Buddy wants to be cuddled and he likes attention. There are times he wants to be alone, but there are times that he wants like just to have my hand nearby. This morning, I went down to cuddle with him and play with him while he was in his cat bed. And my hand was just laying there for a minute playing with one of his paws. And he put his head on my hand and left it there. He licked my hand once and he left his head. And I felt him go, oh my God. I almost died. I was so in heaven. I was just... The affection that I give this cat and the affection it gives me back makes me want to cry. Oh my God, I'm going to start to cry now. So I lay there on the floor for probably 40 minutes. I was freezing because I don't put the heat on very high because I try to be frugal. I was on the floor, which is not comfortable, freezing, afraid to move because I didn't want to wake Buddy up because he was sound asleep with his head on my hand. Oh, he's come back in the house. Hi. The lights are on. I'm sorry, honey. He seems okay. So I bought myself a blanket. Oh, hi. Oh, I'm not sure if you heard him crying there. So there's a particular cry he makes, a little meow, that says, I want to be loved and cuddle me. So I get down on the floor and now literally I'll be there for a half hour, 40 minutes. So now I can fold this in half and either lay on it or cover myself up because we took a nap together today. He was in his bed. I was lying on the floor napping. Yeah, I am crazy. I don't know what has happened to me. I used to hate cats. Oh my God. All right, so if you haven't turned this video, if you haven't stopped watching because I just sound that pathetic, yay! If you're still here, thanks. All right, so that's what I bought for Buddy today. What I bought a couple of days, did I buy it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I bought this. Now, it's over next to my bed, but I bought this at Target. It's a Holmes air purifier, HEPA type plus air 1 filtration, whatever. Purification for seasonal allergy and air control. And pet dander, dust, smoke, mold spores, blah, blah, blah. And it's not very big. It's supposed to be for one small room. My studio is pretty small. But I bought this. It was like, was it 50 or 60? It may have been 60, but it could have been 50 at Target. Full price. But I bought this and I put it next to my bed and I have it running all the time. It's on low all the time. When Buddy is here, I turn it up to high. And I have my central air running so that the air is being filtered as well. It's not on heating or cooling. It's just the fan running. So, because I have my door open so often so he can come in and out. So there's no reason to heat the place. So yeah, but with this, with the filtered air from the central air and with a Claritin in me and occasionally a Mucinex if my chest is crazy, I'm okay. Have you heard me cough once yet? I think I might once. But no, so it's been great. It's almost manageable. I was able to lie down with Buddy. Literally, my face was like this close to him for 45 minutes and I wasn't dying. So it's like a miracle. So in my fantasy world, I want the larger version of this. This is a pretty small one. I would like a larger one because I think it would make my life a little easier, but I can't afford it. The other one I wanted was like $100, and this was about as much as I could potentially even think about spending. A problem for me. This is a tangent. We're gonna go off on two different things now. A little tangent. I spent, that was 50. This was 20. The blanket was 20. That was 13. The cat spray was 3. These were 12 for the 2. I have been spending ridiculous amounts of money on making sure that Buddy feels happy and at home and safe when he's here, because I just want him to be as loved as he possibly can. I spent a couple $100. Oh my gosh, never mind what I spent at IKEA and Target. The scratching post, that was 20 or 15 or 20. All the stuff I've gotten for him. I spent a couple $100 on this cat, and I'm happy to have done it. I didn't buy groceries. I didn't buy groceries this week because I could manage on what I had, because I'd spent too much money on cat stuff. And so the tangent, one of the tangents I'm going to go off on, and I'm sorry, this is going to be a longer video than I meant to film. I went down to Fremont Street last night, and walking, I took the bus, which is $2. I got a $5 24-hour pass, so I can take it to work tomorrow night too. But I went down to Fremont Street. I took the bus down to the terminal, and I walked just a few blocks to Fremont Street. And along Clark Street for 1 block, now I do want to cry, there were probably 10 or 12 people, adults, sleeping in sleeping bags or blankets or in piles of whatever they had on the sides of the sidewalk. Very neat, very orderly. I don't know. I mean, maybe they just know if they look like they're neat and in some sort of order that the police won't bother them or something. I don't know. But there were at least a dozen people sleeping on the sidewalk in sleeping bags and blankets and whatever they had. And I had to walk past them, and it was just hard. It was really hard, because almost 2 years ago I was homeless. I was sleeping in a car. At least I had a minivan to sleep in, but I was homeless, living on just a few dollars a day, and to see these people sleeping there on the road breaks my heart. And Vegas has so much homelessness. Oh my God, what a crazy video here. I'm talking about my cat, and now I'm going on a homelessness. And when I was almost to Fremont Street, there were these this guy and a girl, this couple. He was pretty sketchy looking, and she had this knit cap on her head pushed down, and she had a black eye that literally went down around here. This dark purple bruise around her eye. And he was like, "Hey guy, can you spare us a cigarette?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't smoke, sorry." And he's like, "Oh, can you tell us the cheapest place to get a beer or something to drink?" I'm like, "Oh, I really don't know. I'm sorry, I don't drink, and I'm not really from around this part of town." And they just kept asking questions, and I could feel it leaning towards, "Hey, could you help us out with some money?" And it did get there. That's where he ended up with, "Hey, can you help us out with a few bucks? We're just trying to get home," and there's a whole story. And I didn't give him any money. I had $5. I had $5 in my pocket, and over the past 2 weeks, I just spent like $200 on this cat that I love. This cat would be just as happy without this stuff, I'm sure. So there's a certain amount of guilt I have that I did not give this $5 I had to these two people who really clearly needed $5. If they just both needed a beer to get through the night, then that's fine. The fact that I did not give them the $5 in my pocket this morning put another little pin in my heart. So I'm just feeling just awful that I spent all this money on this darn cat that I am so much in love with. And he's happier and more comfortable, I think, than he would be without this stuff. But I could have given those two people $5. They probably could have used $5. That I could have probably put something together to leave, and maybe I could do this next month because I have more money coming in next month. I worked a lot of hours last month. Put something together to leave over on Clark Street where those people seem to sleep regularly. So the fact that Las Vegas has so much excess, there's so much here that's shiny and bright and wealthy and all this money. But the other side, the flip side, is Vegas has so much homelessness, and it felt horrible. It felt horrible. So there is my tangent, my guilt on not giving those people $5, but then in turn I flip around and I spend $62 today on Buddy. Well, I spent $50 on Buddy today because I bought this for myself today at Marshall's. So I'll show. I'm all over the place anyway. So here I'll show it to you. If you have not had these before, this is it's a container. I'm making it this plastic off. It's by a company called Contigio, right there. These are amazing. You drink by pushing. You unlock it. You push here and you drink, and when you let go, you could throw this thing across the room and it's not going to leak or spill. So it can go right in your tote bag, and if it rolls around, no problem. If it rolls around inside an overhead bin, no problem. So I saw this for I think it was $12.99. So I got this. I've had these before and I've lost them. I lost it. So I love this thing. Amazing. The best thing ever. Whoops. All right. So I've talked about when I bought the cat, how pathetic I am that I sleep on the floor just so I can cuddle with the cat, because he won't cuddle in my bed. He only wants to cuddle on the floor. Talked about how I'm going to feed him for a couple of days. And then the last thing. This video is already 22 minutes long, and you're still watching? So 2 of my subscribers sent postcards. And these 2 people, having been so thoughtful to send in postcards, are probably still watching this video. So thank you very much. This one is from Kendra. Yay! Hi, Kendra. She comments on many of my videos, and she's always very nice, and she's always very complimentary. You're gorgeous with or without your beard. However, I do like the beard. And thank you. She says, thank you for the videos, Kendra. Kendra, you're very sweet. Thank you very much. And I always see your comments. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. That is going on my fridge. And from Orlando. Now, they're all blurry again. Now, this one, you got to tell me who you are, because you didn't sign here. This is from Treasure Island. Now, again, another tangent. Our company just opened a base in Orlando. One day, once I see how that base matures and we'll see what happens there, I eventually want to transfer to that base in Orlando. If we keep it, because who knows what's going to happen. Because I want to move to Treasure Island. My ex-boyfriend Mark lives right across the street from Sunset Beach. That they have the most beautiful beaches, and Treasure Island particularly is just spectacular. So I probably couldn't afford to live on Treasure Island itself, but in the St. Pete area, Clearwater area. But I do want to eventually transfer to Orlando just so I can move to this part of the state. I don't miss Florida for a lot of reasons, but I do miss that part of the state because it was just beautiful. The people are so nice. There's art everywhere. So she wrote this to, oh boy, this video is getting longer and longer. And sure, it's, hello, from Treasure Island. Dear Buddy and Steven. So the postcard is to Buddy. It's not even to me. Hope this finds you well and happy. And there's a little smiley face saying saying that's her. I'm on vacation with a husband who watches Steven's channel, and my son Matt, who lives with Clifford, a black kitty cat like you, and another cat and a dog. It's nice to get away, but good to be back home with those who love you. And I hope you don't miss Steven that much when he works. He loves you. There's no name, but you have lovely penmanship. But I want to, whoever sent this card to Buddy, I'll try to express to him that you sent a card. But I am very grateful that you sent it, and a lovely reminder of one of my favorite places in the country is Treasure Island. And lastly, this is the last thing I promise, and then I'll let you go. This really honestly set me to tears. Now, I've had this thing since Thanksgiving, but I just found it in a book that I'm reading. So I was at this recovery meeting on Thanksgiving, and to listen to my friend Jen speak. And I got the chance to share, and I was talking about how grateful I was that I met this stray cat, Buddy, and we hadn't really gotten as close as we are already, but I was already talking to people about how much just this cat has affected me and how much I love it and how nice it is to come home and get affection from this beautiful little thing. And so I just mentioned how grateful I was for the cat, and this young girl, she looks just this young millennial with a knit cap and kind of cozy hippie, kind of modern hippie, I think. She came over and gave this to me. She drew it during the meeting. Look at that. She drew it with a pen, different colored pens. It says Cat's Rule. And she wrote this cat. I didn't even tell her that Buddy was an all-black cat. And look at. So I started to cry because she spent a good part of the meeting doodling this, and then she came over and gave it to me. And I just think I might even frame this. Makes me want to cry. All right, so you guys are absolute saints for watching all of this. Before I left the house today, I was like, what am I going to film? I have nothing to say. And here I've been talking for 27 minutes and 15 seconds as of right now. I want to thank you very much for watching. If you have watched this whole video, I do appreciate it. I am on a 4-day trip starting tomorrow. I will be going to, I think I'm going to Oakland tomorrow night. No, I'm lying to you. It's Cleveland. I'm going to Cleveland for 24 hours. So either way, I will talk to you soon. That will be tomorrow, because that's going to be Vlogmas Day 9. All right, you guys have a good night. Fly safe, and I will talk to you later. All right, bye. Pink.